But today, Steenhuisen challenged the decision to broaden the GNU. Alpha Ramoshwana has more.
During the budget deadlock, the ANC turned to opposition parties for support in passing the fiscal framework after the DA and Freedom Front Plus declined to back it. Following its recent NEC meeting, the ANC resolved that opposition parties that supported the budget likely have an interest in joining the government of national unity. It is for this reason that the party is considering expanding the coalition. However, DA leader John Steenhuisen says he does not believe that this is the right move.
I don't believe that expanding the GNU is going to assist the GNU to go forward. I think it's going to complicate things even further. And I think that there should be rather more energy and focus spent on improving the relations amongst parties within the GNU.
Steenhuisen says the ANC cannot expand the GNU on its own and must first consult its coalition partners. The ANC believes that since it formed the GNU, it has the right to decide on its structure. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News, Johannesburg.
The organising committee behind the National Convention has budgeted 8 million rand for the two-day event which will precede the main dialogue. The committee briefed the media on its readiness today ahead of the convention this weekend. The committee insists it's ready to go ahead despite a withdrawal from the first convention by legacy foundations such as the Thabo Mbeki one. Homotsumudi says more.
When the former National Dialogue Task Team announced the estimated 700 million rand for the National Dialogue, there was widespread outrage. While President Cyril Ramaphosa ordered a review of this hefty price tag, the bill has started to mount, with the National Convention this weekend projected to cost 8 million rand for 2 days. The convention's organising committee spokesperson, Zwone Butalu.
Including accommodation, travel for the delegates, catering.
The committee says it's managed to save on costs as a free venue was offered by UNISA and several organizations have given donations. The convention will house 1,000 delegates from different sectors of society to outline and agree on the key themes for the national dialogue. Khomza Modise, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
And U.S. President Donald Trump says he will deploy military and federal law enforcement in Washington as he seeks to curb violent crime in the nation's capital. The Republican leader told the White House news conference he plans to place the D.C. Metropolitan Police under the direct control of federal government while sending in the National Guard. The overwhelmingly Democratic city faces allegations from Republican politicians that it is overrun by crime, plagued by homelessness and financially mismanaged. A fine start for Gauteng tomorrow, otherwise partly cloudy. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 5 degrees, peaking at 20. Pretoria 7 and 21, Vereeniging 2 and 22. Lerato Hefela, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited. Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored. High-dosage administration can cause adverse reactions. And most importantly, independent in mind and execution. This is a normal response. Are you ready? Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much. It always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
Lovely ball in the shot. That should be a free kick and possibly what card's coming out here?
Well, initially went for the red. Asikho isikhathi esingafiki awukho umzuzu ongafiki amakhosi 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 amakhosi
Stevens went the right way, but the power of the shots. Kaizer Chiefs have their first goal of the season.
Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates.
Wasn't able to do that. Still an opportunity. Comes off the post. Kize can go over the whole of the line. All of Second Chippa United. I think the goal's been given by that celebration. Looked as if the whole of the ball went over the whole of the line past Kane. And the Orlando Pirates fans are shocked.
They've let our women's down.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a women's month.
Professor Anita Albersi.
I just want to find out, have you conducted a study or a research to try and understand why brands that are consumed by women don't invest or reciprocate in sponsoring women's sports or entertainment activities?
Prof, I think you got a gist of that?
Yeah, as I said, I mean, one of the big studies I've done in recent months is on the New York Liberty. And for me, that was very much about understanding women's sports and understanding where women's sports is going.
Marawa, live on 947.
Let's go.
Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
It is a Monday. It is Reaction Monday. Going to be heading off to Kampala. That's in Uganda. Far Post editor is on standby. Bafana having just wrapped up their game a short while ago. Is it victory? Is it a draw? Is it a loss? But I can only leave that for towards Sidube to unpack for us. So stand by for that crossing. So much to unpack over the weekend. And this is the right platform. It is a Monday. It is Reaction Monday. #MSW. Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go!
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Good evening, Darop, and good evening, Swonka, my MSW shareholders. Darop, I'm so happy that local football is back. Betway Premiership is back. Libuili Boila Lasekas in forever. Darop Reaction Monday, it's firstly Chippa United coming back to pull out a 1-1 draw against a not so convincing Mamelodi Sundowns. I keep saying Miguel Cardoso keeps proving me right. So he's not the coach that people think he is. And another one, our noisy neighbors, Orlando Pirates, suffering a 1-0 defeat to Isikhukhune. That's made me so happy. Sesivala nje Darop, the mighty Amakhosi, ezikashintsha uguluva where there is bread and honey, beating Stellenbosch, continuing where they left off last season. Ukshaya Stellenbosch, that is our bread and butter, our daily bread and butter. Thank you, Darop. Mxolisi in Durban.
Hey, Mxolisi, is it bread and honey or bread and butter?
Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
That's the kind of spirit I'm telling you and talking about. Yeah, it is Reaction Monday. Everything from the weekend you get to unpack and get it off your chest here tonight. Looking forward to that. Stellenbosch, our bread and butter, according to him. And he says it with a big, broad smile on his face. I could just imagine it happening at the time. The Boks are in camp. We'll tell you more stories surrounding the Springbok team. I mean, have you got your tickets for the weekend? It's going to be a big one at Ellis Park Stadium. Yeah, Betway Premiership. As he mentioned, the first weekend, were you satisfied? I think I was just happy to see the Siwelele fans. My goodness, the singing from beginning to end, something to marvel at. And just a short while ago, like I said, that's Bafana having just completed their game against Guinea. That's all the way, a live trip to Nairobi. Let's go worldwide now. Mtokozi Sidube is on standby in Kampala. Far Post editor Mtokozi, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome to Reaction Monday.
Good evening, Rob, and very good evening to the listeners.
I can hear there's a big broad smile on your face. It means Bafana have done what in that 90 minutes?
Look, there's no smile on my face. Yes, we take the result. But, Guinea all over us. Bafana didn't play the best game. They just scored the goals. But Guinea played the football, So I think going forward, you really want to see better performances. Guinea, more shots on target, they had more possession, they post the game, So no smile, but I take the result.
What do you think the coach is doing now? I know that it's the press conference for Guinea. South Africa will follow that. Do you think Coach, you'll have a bit of a smile given the end result, despite you saying that the dominance was on the side of Guinea.
I don't think so. I mean, going into this game, I mean, Guinea came from a 3-0 drubbing at the hands of Uganda. I don't think he would have expected this kind of performance. I mean, Guinea dominating the team. And I think he should be saying we want to see better performances, a more hungry team. I mean, this is a team of players who are obviously looking for teams. A lot of them are looking for teams. And you've got to perform if you want to impress teams and get a team. And I don't think they showed up today. Yes, we got those 2 goals. But when you then look at the statistics, it doesn't paint a very, very good picture. I mean, Guinea had 21 shots, Bafana had 2 shots, you know.
Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
That's not impressive at all. And I think for a lot of people who would have been in the office or who would be driving from work or going to work, who are pushing the night shift, let me just break down what Mthokozisi is talking about. Ball possession stakes where Guinea dominated 64%. South Africa had 36% shots. In total were 21 for Guinea, 6 for South Africa. Only 2 of those for South Africa were on target. And for Guinea, it was a case of 2 on target as well with the 1 goal. So they made the most of that, but South Africa, thankfully, and the irony here, Mthokozisi, if I'm not mistaken, we scored in the first 9 or 10 minutes of the game, and we did the same in the second half to make it 2-1 with the Kutumela's goal. So the first one was scored by Maema in the 10th minute. Were those just situational, or how did you read those 2 goals?
No, look, the 2 goals were beautiful goals. I mean, nice, build-ups towards the goals, and you can't take anything away from the goals. A cool finish by Neo Maema in the 10th minute, like you say. Kutumela also taking a chance well in the second half. Just to think about 10 minutes into the second half. So the goals, beautiful goals scored. But what we did after scoring the goals is my concern. I mean, after the first goal, we literally took the foot off the pedal, and we allowed Guinea back into the game, and that's how they got that goal in the 37th minute through Musa Kamara. Funny enough, an agent back in South Africa just sent me a message saying, please get me the contact of that player, that Musa Kamara boy. I mean, the scorer of the goal against Guinea. So, I mean, this is what good performances do. Even if they lost, someone is actually asking about this player, you know.
And he's got a great player, though, because he's only 23 years old.
Absolutely. Very exciting winger. Every time he had the ball, you knew he could, do something. He was a big threat to our defense. But look, at the end of the day, I guess when you've gotten 3 points, you move to second place as Bafana. I mean, you get closer to coming out of that group. So next game is against Niger on Friday. I think Niger have lost to everyone, literally. So we must win that game and, come out of this group.
Oh, yeah. I mean, losing to everybody as well. I think one moment that really caught my attention was the build-up towards that second goal. It was Wade Just. He might be 33 years old, but he just put on that accelerator and it was pinpoint to the middle of the box where Kutumela came and finished it.
Yeah. Look, I think one of the positives that I'll take from this game was Wade's performance. I think he played very well. He was really good. I mean, he had to deal with the 2 tricky wingers of Guinea, but also added something going forward. So that was really a good performance from Wade.
All right. I mean, as you say, Algeria still top in the table. South Africa in Group C. South Africa are second. Most of them have played 2 games, with only Guinea having played 3 as well. How do you see number 1 and number 2 finishing off?
Look, I think Algeria are quite strong. They're obviously still at the top. And look, considering that the next game, Bafana's next game is against Niger, I honestly expect them to win that game. To then keep them in that second spot. So my prediction would be that Bafana and Algeria would finish top as the top 2 teams in this group, which has 5 teams. So two teams would then proceed to the next round of the competition.
All right, so just away from Bafana, I'm just thinking top of head that you might have a bit more information. Any latest there regarding the Kaizer Chiefs head coach, Nazruddin Nabi? I know that he's had to go home for a family emergency. Have we had more?
Yes. Look, he's gone home. I think he left on Friday, and I'm told his wife is recovering quite well, in a much better state now. But unlikely to see him on Wednesday when they play Polokwane City, but possibly he could be back by the 19th when they play Richards Bay. So, yeah, that's the situation at the moment.
All right, Thokosi, so you're going to be there for the duration of the tournament, right?
Yeah, hopefully Bafana goes through and I'll extend my stay.
Yeah, we can't have you coming back up until you bring back a medal and a trophy, sir. But we'll always be ringing you up. And thank you so much for being our eyes and ears all the way in Uganda, in Kampala. Thokosi Dube, Far Post editor. Thank you so much indeed.
Cheers, man. Thank you so much.
Highly appreciated there. So keeping in touch there with Bafana and their progress. Also coming up later on, though, hey, Royal AM, 27 million rand. Who do they have to pay and why?
Almost scored, be it before the end in regulation time. Will score and they win. Well, they've spurned one opportunity. What now? Defeni does it! And Palace are Wembley winners again! The familiar Dean Henderson smile, the familiar Dean Henderson penalty-saving act.
Penalty-saving act. Hey, Crystal Palace, well, they celebrated another Wembley triumph with that 3-2 penalty shootout win over Liverpool in the Community Shield after drawing 2-2 with the Premier League champions in normal time. I don't know, Liverpool fans, I think a lot of you have said it's going to be a very difficult season. Difficult to defend the title, difficult with the new players that have come in. What did you make of that Community Shield performance? But yeah, well done, Crystal Palace. I think in the end, it's about what you do overall. Their coach, though, was more than happy.
We know that Dean is a great goalkeeper. He saved he cleared many chances for us, supported us, and also there's also a lot of work in behind. For example, the day before the meeting in the hotel with the analysts, with his goalkeeping coach, they went through all the penalty takers from Liverpool, and he's well prepared, and then he has the confidence, I think, that he can save the penalties. He showed it. But also on the other side, I'm really delighted that Justin Devaney took the decisive penalty, 21-year-olds, and it was when we were talking about, we didn't talk before, never. Because you don't know who is on the pitch after a few subs, and it was clear then JP, Eberechi and Ismaila take the first three, then Borna is usually a good penalty taker, and then we were looking for the fifth one, and Justin said, I take the fifth one with a lot of confidence, and then I said, okay, it's you. And I think he showed it, and this is how we want to be. Yeah, take responsibility, never be scared or be worried or concerned that you can make a mistake, because this is football, and so this is what really many positive things today.
All right, talking about positive things, Springbok head coach Rassie Erasmus has named a strong team for the side's opening Castle Lager Rugby Championship match against Australia at Ellis Park on Saturday. And with the matchday squad featuring 18 Rugby World Cup winners and only one player who made his test debut during the incoming series featuring. So let's hear more from the coach.
Because we've been preparing 3 weeks for Australia, it doesn't normally happen. It's normally after the incoming series, the next test match is pretty a little bit closer or shorter period before we why we're announcing it as early is to get the speculation out of the way, and all the so you guys can actually speculate about the team that are playing. So the team knows already who's playing. So getting this out of the way, we can just focus on the really training well and preparing. We might, if they go 6-2, which we might have if you look at the spread of their their squad or the balance of their squad. There's a lot of forwards in there that they brought on tour. If they go 6-2, we might change on Thursday or Friday and bring Erke back into the mix. But if they go standard 5-3, this would pretty much be our team. So that's just to get it out of the way and focus on training. And tomorrow is a pretty heavy day for us, and to fit in a press conference, we've changed our schedule a little bit in terms of training. And tomorrow is going to be quite a busy day for us, and we just thought getting it out of the way. What was the other question?
The other question is, why is Siya Kolisi playing at number 8? To get the answer,
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Get the new iPhone 16e from MTN. Built for Apple Intelligence and powered by the lightning-fast A18 chip. Enjoy a supersized battery life and capture ultra-high-res shots with a 48-megapixel Fusion camera. Get yours for just $599 per month on MTN Yellow Plans Prime with data to use whenever you want and minutes to call any network. So visit an MTN store now and switch to Simple. T's and C's apply. Today we make moves. MTN.
Outsurance made it possible for us to travel more with the money that we save. 725. This is really real.
You are the biggest saver we've ever had.
2,794 Rand a month. It was the easiest switch ever. Get real.
How is it that Outsurance provided the solution for you?
918 Rand is what I'm saving.
Incredible.
Go to outsurance.co.za now for a 10-minute quote that could save you thousands. Licensed insurer and FSP. T's, C's and information online.
At Lotto Star, we're proud to be the first in SA to offer a dedicated responsible betting program. Need to check in with yourself? Take our self-assessment quiz. Need a break? Choose a cooling off period or our easy self-exclusion option. For help and support, our independent counselors are here 24/7. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Hobby is a great new way to buy or sell your car. Hobby will make your day. Ain't no other way. Come to us, so we'll come to you. Our team's colors are yellow and black. Quick, efficient, fair, that's where we at. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we've got the car for you. Hobby, soon we'll be number one.
Buy or sell your car today. Visit cubbycars.co.za. Baby, I'm breaking up with you.
Oh, is it the snoring?
No, baby, you know I don't mind the snoring.
My bad lasagna?
It's not the lasagna, and it's not because of your mother either.
Then what is it?
It's just that you don't have fiber.
Looking for a connection? Get AfriHost Pure Fiber for blazing fast internet with no strings attached.
Maybe we can still be friends?
The thing about Decofurn furniture is that it isn't just furniture. A couch isn't just a couch. It's nights of warm blankets and just one more episode. A bed's more than a bed. It's how many times you can hit snooze before you really get in trouble. Even a rug can be a love story. Where's Dad? Make the warmest memories with Decofurn Furniture's winter clear-out sale. In-store now or at decofurnsa.co.za.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Professor Anita Albersi, I was going to ask you about some of the lessons and what sort of lessons can South African football clubs, for example, be able to learn from global giants like a Real Madrid?
I think one is that they are very actively thinking about what should be our talent strategy. And so they were the first to say we're going to be willing to recruit superstars to our club in a major way, right? And this was at the time of David Beckham, where they said we have a Galactico strategy. We're not afraid to get all these people to play on our team, and we're not afraid to spend big doing so. We're also quick to realize you can't run that strategy forever. A few years ago said, let's focus more on young talent. Let's make one, maybe two bets every year. They're very good at realizing that they need to have a solid talent strategy, but also that strategy needs to evolve over time as the conditions change.
#MSW. #MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Good afternoon to you, Rob. Good afternoon to your listeners. Well, Robert, it's a reaction Monday today. Firstly, Robert, let me talk about the news that surprised me about Quividi going to play overseas in Israel. I was so surprised, Robert. You know, Mr. Koza got a lot of surprises. I won't be surprised one day if you wake up and we heard that Orlando Pirates is being owned by another person. I won't be surprised because they got a lot of surprises. And also, Robert, I want to talk about Orlando Pirates. This is not the way to start a league. No ways. This is not the way to start a league. We got many right back that can play that position that Mashulane play. We got Lepito, we got Shandu. The coach decided to play that guy. I think the guy will come back strongly. We need 3 points. And also, Robert, lastly, let me talk about Siwelele. They play very well, guys. I watch Siwelele playing. They play very well. Those Makitikiti, Pule. I'm telling you, Robert, it's going to be a slaughterhouse when you go to play Siwelele. Thanks very much, Robert. Nice show.
All right. I think a lot of praise goes the way of Siwelele, not only just for the fans, but yeah, let's give it up for the fans, though. Unbelievable, guys. From beginning, from the time the game started, even way before kickoff, the fans were in full voice. They maintained the singing right throughout. It was an electric atmosphere, and I think if there's one thing that carried those players, Makitikiti, almost scoring his hat trick. And I think that Vincent Pule also showed intelligence, avoided being in an offside position, ran into space. They stretched them wide, got the ball in the box, and they managed to really tear them apart. But it was just the interplay, the kind of short passes between them, the kind of football enterprising. It was, man, you guys will tell me more about how you felt about the team.
Well, good evening, Mr. Marawa and the MSW family. Firstly, I'd like to say congratulations and well done to all the teams that got their 3 points on the Betway Premiership. My reaction Monday will be on the game of the weekend, Siwelele FC and Golden Arrows. A match that I was watching with my mother, and she believed it is an archived game because it's been a while not seeing the Siwelele fans singing, chanting, and urging their players to play for their best. Job well done to Coach Siema and his tactical team for ensuring that he gives a chance to all the players that never played the last season at the Betway Premiership when they were still known as SuperSport United. A very wonderful and exciting match, more especially on the side of Siwelele FC, giving pace, chase, and entertainment. Great show as always. Bongani Gama from Tsepiso.
Hey, Bongani, thank you very much indeed. What made me laugh, they were saying that the mom thought it was an archive game. Definitely not archived. It was happening real time. Akolil as well on X saying that, hey, Reaction Monday, seeing the Siwelele fans are doing what we know them to do, not forgetting Amakosi's 3 points. So maybe you were down in Cape Town and you got to witness that sold-out game. What are your thoughts?
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and to the Marawa faithful. We're back on a Reaction Monday. Robert, my reaction would be that a very eventful opening to the Betway Premiership. I think all games had a bit of entertainment to it, which is wonderful on the opening weekend. So let's hope the teams keep it going. Another reaction would be that on the cricket side, we're there but not there. Few mistakes cost us, I would think. And then we look forward to the coming of the Rugby Championships and then for the Premier League opener. So, hey, a wonderful week ahead of us. So to all the sports fans, let's enjoy, let's have fun. Marawa, as always, thank you for the wonderful show. Cheers, Lania.
Chezzy, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. I'm sure you're going to be more than excited about the rugby, as you mentioned. I did speak about Rassie Erasmus and what he's got up his sleeve. There's never a dull moment in a Rassie world. Let me elaborate. I mean, he revealed early on today his thinking behind putting Siya Kolisi at number 8 for Saturday's Rugby Championship clash. Now, South Africa's skipper will start at the base of the scrum for the very, very first time in his career this weekend, shifting from his usual position as a flanker. So, what's the big deal?
Oh, Siya at 8, we actually changed our mind there. The more we practiced and prepared, we realized that the only position the guy really plays at 8 is at scrums. And scrums is probably the thing that happens 13 or 14 times in a game. But general play is probably the thing that happens the most. And with having a guy like Peter and Marco and Sia on the field, at the same time, we really feel Australia is a big threat at the breakdown. They really bite hard at the breakdown, and all three of those guys are really good. guys who clean out at the breakdown, and we feel we're going to need that. So yes, I see us probably going to pack 6 scrums, and sometimes on defense he might be at flank and Marco might be at 8. So Don is happy with the way he's scrumming. So it's actually just at scrumming where he's 8. Apart from that, the guys will in general play in defense and attack. So I know I said a couple of weeks ago, see us as a 6, not an 8. But we came to the conclusion that it won't happen so much in the game where we actually need him at 8. So, and then we have Kwaga on the bench who can cover us there as well.
Yeah, maybe you can give us your reaction to that. Rassie Rasmus explaining why and giving us his thinking around Siya Kolisi playing at number 8 over the weekend, coming up against the Australians at Ellis Park. All right, taking more of your reaction.
Good evening, Robert and the MSW listeners. To be short and straight to the point, I would like to comment about that game between Chippa United and Mamelodi Sundowns. There was a moment where somewhere towards the end of the game, that boy for Chippa United, I think it's Modise, the left back. He was cramping somewhere towards the end of the game. And then when the referee got to him, it was like he was chasing him out of the field. So that, for me, is not professionalism for the referee. Thanks, Robert. Joshua from Manijo.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongeleni Wamkhwani kaMgaya Mathafeni. Mr. Marawa, Betway Premiership was back over the weekend. My team up against the newcomers, Orbit College. I was happy with the 3 points and happy with the performance of the team, but I think we could have done better in terms of finishing the chances that we create in that game. But I'm very positive with our squad because Coach Arthur is introducing a lot of youngsters to the first team. The player that has impressed me since he came back from loan to Durban City is Usiyanda Hlangabeza, who walk away with the man of the match. I think the team is on the right track. Let's hope that they will do well for the rest of the season. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Good evening, Rob. I think Betway Premier League teams must learn from Kaizer Chiefs on how to beat Stellies. We might have all the problems under the sun, but beating Stellenbosch is none of them. But credit must go to the technical team in starting such a high-profile game with 5 DDC players and the tactical flexibility of coach Khalil Ben Youssef with the introduction of Umuthetho at the crucial stage when Stellies were chasing for that equalizer. But I think Pirates coach must also learn that pressing the reset button very early comes with repercussions. And it was not necessary for him to go for such a huge rebuild or restructure of a team that has completed in the semis of CAF Champions League. But credit must go to Skukuni scouting department for finding such a gem, Mutupi Tokolo, who was playing for Kasrik in the playoffs recently, and the young man winning man of the match on his debut. Thank you so much, Tebogoye.
Yeah, bravery indeed. We can all agree to that. Debs, thank you very much indeed. When you talk about the ball possession stakes, managing to dominate away, playing against the Stellenbosch, and then you walk away with 61% of the ball possession compared to their 39, and being adventurous, although both teams took to the shots, it's about what lands on target. And out of the 4 that were on target for Kaizer Chiefs, they managed to score 2 goals from that. So solid performance. Your reaction?
Mr. Rob, you know, Mr. Rob, I was against the signing of this coach, Wadu. I was expecting Rulani to coach Pirate with the types of players, the quality Pirate have. I was strongly believe that they need Rulani. You could tell, man. You can't throw away Mbata, Mahopa. Those guys are key players, even for Bafana. You can't just give those young players like Awaraito Pane the chance over these big players. So the coach is throwing away the points early in the season, and they'll drop points. He will drop more points. So Paris must forget about the league. They must forget about the league with this coach.
Sure, forget about the league with this coach. I mean, after match day 1, guys, is that enough to say? People have been watching Orlando Pirates. So remember, the one thing about preseason being played in front of the entire world and you televise it is that you give an advantage to the other coaches that are watching you. Others go into preseason in secret and in silence, and they don't really televise what they're doing. But to say that this coach is not going to make it. All I can say is that if you're a big Siwelele fan, take a screen grab of the log table as it stands after match day 1, because you'll find Siwelele there at number 1. And yeah, that should make you smile.
Evening, Tarob. Tarob, like I've been saying, Pirates need to stop putting themselves under pressure to try and topple Mamelodi Sundowns to a league. Pirates should just relax and take it each game as it comes, because I think apart from us as supporters putting them under pressure, they put themselves under pressure. Yes, we know they are a serious team. They always want to push for honors. We know all of that, Darob, but I'm sure they were even watching the game, Pirate, Sundowns, just before bazodlala bona. Or even if they were not watching, they heard the score, and then they didn't focus on the game. Darob, these guys need to relax and take each game as it comes. And then Sizobona, manyama decisions. We're starting 11. Sizobona late, it's still early, but for now they need to focus. Darob, pressure is always sure.
Yeah, I think, is that the problem with Pirates? Is that are they just coming through to try and topple Mamelodi Sundowns and in the process making a lot of mistakes? I think in summary, that is what that caller is saying. I mean, is it true? That is your observation? I don't know. And what does it take to topple Sundowns? I mean, you heard from the other voice note saying that Cardoso's not the man. And now that he gets to start a season with Mamelodi Sundowns, is the truth going to reveal itself, whatever the truth is?
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Solifalang here, and good evening, Mr. Billy Shoulders. What a weekend, in particular, in football. First of all, Liverpool, stunned. I'm stunned that they lost, because on paper, the players that they've signed, the acquisition, the way they played, you expected Liverpool to get the job done easy. And for them to take the lead twice, it was a sign that, you know what, they might lose the game, and lose the game they did. They were quite disappointing, very disappointing for that match. In the penalty shootout, but for Dean Henderson, job well done. What a great performance, pulling off those 2 saves, if I'm not mistaken, and they won their very first ever Community Shield title. And then the big league, the Betway Premiership, came back with a bang. Kaizer Chiefs done something that both Sundowns and Pirates didn't do. That is to collect all 3 points. Congratulations to Amakosi. They played very well. Well, not so much. They played in patches here and there, but they got the job done. They got the goals, and that's what truly matters. They got more goals than the opponents. Welcome back to the green and white of Isiwelele. Great show as always. Thanks.
Well, Falang, thank you so much. A beautiful summary of the weekend. Sunday Chiefs did what Pirates and Sundowns failed to do. We can't go into the break without hailing one of South Africa's shiny... When they talk about a shining star, one for the future, the shiniest of them all. Who might that be?
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the MSW listeners. Yeah, look, well done to Bafana, the Chan team. I see they managed to grind out a result now, They didn't play well, especially in the second half. Yeah, but they managed to get the win, which is what counts, And the coach has to work with the tools he has, so well done to him. And the team, and well done to Kwena Mapaka too. What a performance! In the T20. Such a young star. Bright shining star. He is definitely going to be one of the best cricketers produced in the country.
Yeah, shout out to Kwena Mapaka, ladies and gentlemen. Just a teenager, only of 19 years old. Doing what he did against the Aussies. 4 for 20 is what he took as far as wickets are concerned. And dare I say that was his career best. So big up to Kwena. Remember that name. We've said it before. Kwena Mapaka, definitely a cricketer, a bowler of note. I think when you take the wickets of the likes of Tim David as well as Mitchell Owen, alongside some of the tail-enders in Adam Zampa and Ben Dwase's, it really shows the focus. When you talk about raw talent, that's what he has, and he has it in abundance.
Evening, Rob. Evening to the Mr. shareholders. Yes, the league is back. Amakosi has 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 clean sheet. Yebo.
Big Rob, how are you? We are speaking to Mzokonam Tutus Kabashi, down in Ketorichem Kamatin. Yes, PSL games are back, but it just started on a highest note, Robert. I was watching a game between Iswelele and Golden Arrows, Robert. Izoshuba Robert. We are going to see so many casualties in terms of coaches being axed, Robert. That's what I can tell you. But in terms of football, Rob, I am fine and I'm happy, Robert. We are all happy, except those teams that we expected to win who failed. And then I'm happy for my team, Amazu. And they played well, Rob. They played well, Robert. There's nothing that I can say. What a game they had. Thank you so much for the wonderful show. Thanks, Rob.
Right, thank you so much. It looks like Siwelele winning the hearts and minds of so many neutrals, maybe not so neutral.
That I love South African fans. It's a rapport, we'll take two. In and around the penalty spot. We should spot a few fair numbers. That's where he goes. Kitty on the money again. It's a day he will never forget as he announces himself as a new icon for a new team, for a new coach in a new era. That's that double dose of sugar ding.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
The road to greatness may twist and turn. The climb may be daunting, but the rewards don't only have to be at the top. Live at the peak in the Ford Everest XLT from just 849,000 Rand. Plus, with our Ford Family Promise, which comes standard, you'll have the confidence to tackle any terrain, especially with our wide range of Ford accessories. Test drive the Everest XLT at your nearest Ford dealer today from just 849,000 Rand. T&Cs apply.
If you want all of the speed but none of the soap opera, let's chat. Get the Samsung Galaxy A26 5G with more storage, more battery, zero drama for only 269 Rand per month over 36 months on a 1 gig Red Core top-up plan. Plus an impressive saving of 720 Rand. Deals valid on new contracts till 8 September at Chats Connect stores. SA's largest independent dealer channel exclusive to Vodacom. T's and C's apply. Tech without the tantrums.
To live wealthier, you need to be able to grow your assets. At Standard Bank Private, you get a team of internationally acclaimed financial experts to advise you on local and global investment strategies. Plus, being with a leader in home loans, you can start expanding your property portfolio. So, come live wealthier with Africa's best private bank. Apply online at standardbank.co.za. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
A healthy immune system begins in your gut, so the inclusion of high-quality probiotics in your diet can be beneficial. Biogen Supreme Probiotic 9 strain is an advanced formula with Hawaru strains and Orafti Synergy 1 fiber designed to improve intestinal flora. Biogen now also offers Supreme Probiotic for her for intimate feminine wellness, as well as a Q Travel Biotic and Choose for Juniors. Choose a probiotic supplement that's right for you. Available at Discam and biogen.co.za.
Babe?
Yeah?
I was thinking of fixing the leak in the roof this weekend.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, but I had Flash Harry fix it last weekend.
But I was Wait, Flash Harry?
Yeah.
Are you seeing someone?
Not everyone knows Flash Harry is the expert in DIY waterproofing solutions since 1975. If there's a leak, Flash Harry can fix it.
Oh, you know, I was gonna fix it.
Flash Harry, it just works. In a flash. Available in all good hardware stores. Find your nearest stockist at flashharry.co.za.
The countdown is on until the SA Invitational hits Johannesburg.
This August, the world's best are coming to South Africa. Tapia, Coelho, Galan, and Bella. 12 paddle titans, one unforgettable showdown. 3 action-packed days, food vendors, music, and festival energy. It's a global first, and it's happening at the Wanderers Stadium, August 15 to 17. Don't miss out on paddle history. Book now at ticketpro.co.za before it's game over.
That was nice paddle.
Preview previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The maiden of Montreal, at just 18 years of age, Victoria Mboko completes a magnificent run to her first tour title.
I mean, this is the stuff of dreams, and that is why I thought, hey guys, listen, Bruce Davidson, you gotta come on, you gotta come and help me with this story. She was ranked 333rd. Victoria Mboko roared into history.
Well, Victoria Mboko is from Congolese parents. She grew up in Toronto because they moved to Toronto. Victoria burst onto the scene, and she had an incredible tournament. And look, it was at home in Canada. You know, you talk about beating a four-time Grand Slam champion, Naomi Osaka. On the way to that final, Robert, she beat four major champions, Coco Gauff, Stoichkinen, Elena Rybakina, and then, of course, Osaka to win the title.
What a time to drop that in.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Extraordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
It is Reaction Monday. Let's quickly remind you that it is the big countdown, 306 days until the groundbreaking FIFA World Cup 26. It's also 132 days to go until the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations being played in Morocco, and also 346 days to go before the Commonwealth Games. And closer up is just 12 days to go before the Women's Rugby World Cup. So looking forward to all of those and a whole lot more. Talking about the latest news, though, just received an official statement a short while ago saying that the African Chess Confederation proudly welcomes and fully supports Chess South Africa's intention to submit a formal bid to host the 2030 World Chess Olympiad. Now, a bold and historic step towards bringing the world's most prestigious chess event to African soil for the very, very first time. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Africa making its move for the ACC, endorsing South Africa's intention to bid for the 2030 World Chess Olympiad. So here we go. For the very first time.
Evening, Mr. Marawa. Welcome back to the Betway Premiership. Some mixed reaction. Some of the scores of the games, they were not the true reflection of what happened on the pitch. I was not really impressed by the new Orlando Pirates coach. First of all, he has his experienced players on the bench and some on the stands. This really did not really make sense for me. Why are you trying to fix something which was never broken? I mean, I think Pirates took a wrong decision by appointing this coach. If they really wanted someone to experiment, but this one is not I don't think he's a good coach, the guy. I mean, you're struggling for goals. You have a player who's supposed to be a club's all-time leading goal scorer. You have him on the stands, even Evidence Makhopa. I mean, when you have new players, you have to introduce them bit by bit, not what the coach is currently doing now at all.
Evening, Rob. Pumlani in Centurion. My reaction Monday is Miguel Cardoso being exposed for exactly what he is. And I was really waiting for this season to kick off because it's really going to show us exactly what Miguel Cardoso is made of. The first contributor said that he's not the coach for Sundowns, and we're about to see that because he got everything along the way, and we knew that somehow it would get to this. We're still going to see more. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Mero and the team. My Monday reaction with regard to Sundowns. It was an experiment that went wrong, where players were utilized in wrong positions. But fortunately, Chippa United failed to utilize that opportunity because they didn't have got a mindset to win the game. And when it comes to Shalulile and Cardoso, it seems to me that someone within Mamelodi Sundowns management twisted Cardoso's arm to utilize Shalulile. But Cardoso responded by showing the management the middle finger by not utilizing Shalulile. So it's an ongoing battle, Mr. Marawa. David in Parkwood.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. What a lovely show. I just want to reflect on a game between Kaizer Chiefs and Stellenbosch FC. Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs, but Mr. Marawa, why did they not replay that goal from Dilepo that was ruled offside? I'm just worried, why did we not get a replay so that we can see as viewers at home whether it was an offside or not? Because if this is how we're going to do things in PSL, then where is the fairness, to be honest? Let's be honest, Mr. Rawa. Lovely show. Thank you.
Hi, Rob. This is Tommy from Edenville. Greetings to you and greetings to all the MSW shareholders. Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. At last, they won in Stellenbosch. And going to Orlando Pirates, Rob, I think they didn't have a bad game per se, but it's just they were unlucky. They were just unlucky, and it's promising. But I would need to see some senior players coming to the party. We don't know what's happening with Abombata. Makaulo was injured, of course. Abombata and Selepe guys and stuff like that. But it's the beginning of the season, first game, second game of the season. Still a marathon, Rob. I believe a lot is still coming. Congratulations to Crystal Palace also for clinching the Community Shield. This is an opener. Let's see how Liverpool is going to fare this coming season as defending champions. Thanks, Rob.
Community Shield, boss.
Hello, brother. Reaction Monday for me is Pirates defeat. I think Coach Wetu Pirates is repeating mistake Rulan. Do you remember Rulan when he took over from Umechi? He changed everything and then he lost the job. Why don't I introduce Amapeya Masha? Try to wafaka njalo. Ish. Thanks, by Rob's Fisa from Springbok.
Fisa, thank you so much. All I can say, guys, it's match day one as far as the Betway Premiership is concerned, and already calling for the heads of coaches. Hey, is that too soon? It's still 29 more games to go, but you would have judged on one match. So if he leaves the young players on the bench, they're gonna ask, how? Why don't you play the youngsters? He puts them on. Why are you playing them now? It's too soon. So what does a coach do? What does a coach do? He's given the task of coaching. He doesn't have a reaction Monday. Reaction Monday is probably running away from the radio because he doesn't want to hear the reaction. But all I can tell you is that there's reactions galore tonight. So keep them coming through. Let's also find out the latest here. We decided let's bring this man who knows more than most. We're going to pull back the curtain slightly. It's a sponsorship saga shaking SA football to its core. And when you talk about 27 million rand, 3 years, one municipality, and now a high court ruling that thunders and says pay it back. Who's going to be paying it back? Royal AM's multi-million rand deal with the Umsunduzi municipality has been declared unlawful. Yes, that's what they've declared it as, unlawful. What about the investigations? They're still unfolding, and joining us is the man tracking the money. He's also tracking the trails, the contracts, the consequences. Director of Cash and Sport Research and Advisory, Unqobile Ndlovu, who's going to be back on the line with us again tonight to try and unpack this. So what does this ruling actually mean for, I don't even know, they don't exist as far as I'm concerned. That was the ruling, Royal AM don't exist, for the municipal accountability and for the future of sports funding in South Africa. Unqobile, good evening and welcome to the show.
Rob, good evening.
Royal AM, can we still speak about them, or can we speak about them now that they have to return 27 million rand?
We can still speak about them, Rob, because just because the club was kicked out of the PSL doesn't mean that the owners and people associated with it don't exist. It didn't go away. So the SARS matters still remain with regards to the owners. Even though the club is defunct, and all other matters arising from that are still present and hurtful to them and their pocket.
So the High Court ruling here, and it has ordered Royal AM to repay 27 million rand. What does this repay practically mean now in a case like this?
In a case like this, it essentially says that even though the club was under curatorship, those responsible and those debts are still then owed by whomever it is that was responsible for the club or owned the club. So therefore, it then falls on the family and becomes part of a wider, if they become tax implications and so on, that the courts then have to assign someone to try and recoup that money. Because, at the moment, as you know, all of the family assets are under curatorship, which included the club as well.
Sure. Now, could Royal AM in simple terms here, appeal this decision. You know, in SA, in whatever legal battle that there is going on, the appeal is always a favored option. And if so, I mean, how might that delay, though, change the outcome?
Well, that is possible in terms of an appeal. This was the High Court in Pietermaritzburg, but they could go to the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court, I would assume. So there's means and ways for them to appeal and delay the repayment of this issue. But be that as it may, at the moment they have been instructed to pay back the 27 million rand. And also, let's not forget that it wasn't just 27 million rand. It was 27 million rand plus the use of the stadium and also the maintenance of the stadium. So there were additional costs on top of that which weren't accounted for, which the municipality then essentially absorbed.
It was such a big deal, this story, Mobile, that I even saw it on Carte Blanche at some point, and they went through to investigate this. Now, this deal, I mean, signed by the municipality, and that's why it became of public interest. People were saying that, listen, our state of disrepair in the city is such that relatives can't even find the graves of their beloved ones because there is no upkeep. That's just one of gazillion other things that were going wrong in that municipality. But you go and give a football team that's not in need. It's a football team that is in the hands of people that they know have got money. Then you go and plow in so much money. So what mechanisms should have been in place, though, to prevent such an agreement from being entered into unlawfully?
Yeah, so, and maybe let me answer this one by answering another question that I've gotten a lot of today.
Sure.
Why was it that Royal AM was asked to repay the money when they were just given the money by the municipality? Part of the issue is that within the municipality's rules, there are two sections, Section 217 of the Constitution and the Paja section of the Constitution. Both of those relate to services. Now, what the the municipality had tried to do was to try and make this seem as though they were trying to get services of marketing, promotion, and tourism from the team. They never went through a process of essentially putting it out to tender and asking the other teams, can you provide these services so that we can recruit this money through tourism and sponsorship. They flouted the process essentially. This made it an administrative issue, which therefore then raised the ire of the courts. That's why they've then asked for them to pay it back. By the way, the municipality has also paid, if you know, KZN pays Amazulu and the other teams. They gave them a little bit of a stipend. The Free State government has given the Free State rugby clubs a stipend, etc. It's not uncommon for municipalities to give teams money. The way that this was done, even given the fact that Msunduzi at the time was a municipality that had less than 30 days of cash and owed, the ESCOM over 500 million rand, it was completely unlawful in the way that it was given to Royal AM, which is why it's become such a major issue.
So what are the consequences then, having said that? And I hear you, and it is fair because this was something unheard of, and especially given the amount. So for the municipal officials who authorized this deal, what are the potential consequences? I mean, are we likely to see disciplinary or even criminal proceedings?
That is coming. There has been a request made for lifestyle audits of those officials, which is part of the reason why the questions have come up in the first place, to say, if you had no money, how could you then spend 27 million? So lifestyle audits have been requested. I'm not too sure at the moment right now whether they have begun, but there are questions going on within the municipality in KZN and the provincial legislature with regards to why this was allowed to happen, who allowed it to happen, and there is an investigation ongoing into that. So I do foresee that there will be some action taken against those who pushed this through, not least the mayor.
No, 100%. And we had them all on the show at some point, questioning the very same issues that now come through via the High Court. But for other sports teams, though, or federations in Mobile who rely on municipal or government-linked funding, does this ruling now set a legal precedent?
It could, in as far as how the funds are allocated. The provincial budgets are stated, and usually speaking, there are some allowances for sports teams within regions to be supported. but not to this extent and not so exclusively that it excluded others and unfairly benefited a specific team. I don't necessarily think that it will change the lot of other municipalities, but it just says that you have to be very careful when you assign money for sports teams, and there's no checks and balances with regards to the process of getting there. Essentially, for me, I don't think it will change much, but I do think that if you're going to be a sports team and a municipality working together, you have to have your checks and balances done prior to accepting the deal, because then you could be on the line, to have to repay back money that most football teams don't have.
Yes or no, can Chippa United breathe easily?
Chippa can breathe easily. My understanding at the moment is in terms of that there were no issues. It's an ongoing case, and to Chippa's credit, they've reduced the burden on the municipality by taking over the two facilities that they have and actually managing them, as well as pouring their own money into it to redevelop the stadium. So Chippa has gone above and beyond just being a recipient of grants. He's actually improved the facility and made it even better than it was before, which the municipality couldn't afford to do. So I think he'll breathe easy, far easier than anyone else.
All right. Please follow him on social media, Cash and Sport Research and Advisory. He is the director, Nqobile Ndlovu. Baba, thank you so much indeed for your insight.
Asbonga, Baba, asbonga.
Thank you so much, man. Highly appreciated. Always giving us the breaking news and also the insight into it. Nqobile Ndlovu, right here on #MSW. Do join us again.